Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. It's just a fun time. I'm Kyle. He's Kyle. And our elephants are addressed, our ducks are in a row, and the bigger fish is fried here. How are you, Kyle? How you doing? It's Kyle here. Very excited to be here. Very excited to be a co-host on this. Who's the main character here? Who do you think is the main character? Kyle or Kyle? But anyway, it's great to see you. Great to have you here. Welcome to Just for Fun. We're the Kyles. Big week for us. We took a trip up north. It was a very fun time. Spent it by a lake with Carney, Chris, their girlfriends, Maggie Tenley, and Alyssa, obviously. And it was fun. It was by a lake. It was a fantastic time. The stars up there are just absolutely phenomenal. The mountain air, the lake. It's honestly astonishing to me that we're on the same planet as this. New Hampshire, it was just phenomenal. The beautiful air. It was a little humid the first night, but it was just beautiful the second night. You feel that crispness of the air, of the mountain air, and it's a lot different than the beach. I love the beach. I think the beach has my heart. I think the beach is better than any sort of lake or mountain that I'll see. But that's just me. I really like the waves of the beach. I like everything about the beach. I love the lake too. I loved going on that dock. We were diving off the dock, and it was beautiful. There was this sunset behind us, and we got to sit, and the water was wicked warm, like just so warm, where it was just so nice to jump in. And it was that perfect temp where you go in and it's a little cold, and then you get out and you're refreshed, but you can stay in the water if you're swimming around. And it's just beautiful how it was. We found some cool rocks there too. I found just a jet black acorn, which was so cool. It was all waterlogged, but it was very, very cool acorn. But the lake was phenomenal. The trip was great. There's just something about the whole beauty of New Hampshire and everything about it that's just phenomenal. We saw so many shooting stars on Saturday night. We laid on the deck. It was just one of those picture perfect moments of what like a itinerary would plan. So it was very cool, very nice trip away in the mountains, and it was good. It was a good time. We left Friday, hung out at the lake on Saturday, did the same thing Sunday, and then came home. And then there was fireworks. There's this phenomenal fireworks show that we saw. They timed it to music, which was absolutely phenomenal. You don't really see that much here because, towns around here aren't that into the fireworks show as other places like Boston or a different city. But I could not believe this fireworks show and just how it was. The music, so just one standout thing is they played Beautiful Things by Benson Boone, and at the main chorus of These Beautiful Things That Can't Change, or whatever the lyric is, they blasted off like this array, and it was just absolutely beautiful. And it was, I don't think I have enough good things to talk about this fireworks show. It's definitely one of my favorites of all time. It was beautiful outside as well, so that really helped. But it was very, very fun. Last night we went to a bar called The Hideaway. It's absolutely phenomenal there. It's beautiful. So it's very low seating, so if you are going to go like early or just wait to be seated, if that makes sense. Like go on a weekday. I don't know if you can make reservations as well. I feel like it's not one of those places. I think it's just first come first serve type thing. So I think it's very exclusive, and kind of there's a hotel right next to it, which I think the hotel members kind of get priority to like the private seating area. So, but anyway, the place is like right on the water. You basically look down and there's rocks and water beneath you. It's the ocean, obviously. And we went at sunset, and it was the most beautiful sunset ever. It was unbelievable. We got a drink and a lobster roll, really good lobster roll. I mean, I can't even believe how good this lobster roll was. I had very little expectations just because of how little was on the menu, but I should have had higher expectations because of how little was on the menu, if that makes sense. Like I feel like whenever a restaurant has so much on the menu, they're focusing on so many other things than the lobster roll, and the lobster roll was just phenomenal. It was delicious. I ended up getting that print up there. It says Boston on it. I know I was in Rockport, but I got a Boston thing, and I got it because on Alyssa's birthday whenever she turned 20, I think. No. Whenever she turned 19, she was, or maybe it was 20. I don't know, 2 years ago. So basic math, she just turned 21, so 19. We went out to this fancy restaurant, and that was the view. And it was like, it was very, very cool. It was just, I saw it, and I knew I had to have it. So it's Rusty and Ingrid Creative Company. You can go to their online store at rustyandingrid.com. I'm going to link it in the description. This isn't an ad read at all. They have no idea that I have been doing this. But their artwork is just so phenomenal. It's so beautiful. So this is the first art that I got. Kyle just told you all about it, but it's just so cool. So if you aren't familiar with screen printing, it's a screen. It's kind of like a window screen, and then you put your design on. It's called emulsion, and then you burn it on with the UV light, and whenever that happens, it seeks into the screen, so you can put any color onto it and stuff like that. You can also do the same thing with vinyl. That's how I printed my shirts back in the day for Buzz30. They use emulsion, and they fill the screen up, and they have a screen for each color, and then they layer it, they put it on, and so have you. Very, very cool process. They have it, so the way the store is set up is they have the main kind of floor, and then they have two columns kind of where it like separates, and then behind that is where he's screen printing, so you can actually see where he's screen printing, and he was screen printing stuff while we were there, which kind of adds to the experience because you're watching the art actually be made at the same time as you're buying it. But they had so many stuff there, yeah, that's great grammar, so much stuff, and it was just beautiful art. It was just so cool. But I landed on this one because we went to dinner in Boston. This was the view, and it just kind of like makes you think of a memory. So that's kind of why I got this one. It didn't come in the frame. I put it in a frame, and it just adds to it so much. Like, you don't realize how much a frame does for a piece until you actually put it into a frame. My mom got me these frames for Christmas. So this is the artwork. And then the other one, a bear and a dog, golden retriever. During golden hour, they're eating honey, and they're just enjoying life. The dog's got a nice hat on. Bear's got there's a goldfish in it too. Huh, I didn't even notice a goldfish. But she's pretty cool because she does all this stuff. And then it's a mail club. She sends it out, which is very, very nice. So both of those will be in the description. I know neither of them know who I am or what I do or anything like that, but they're both in the description because they just are phenomenal, and I like what they do. So go check them out. Go say Just for Fun sent me, and because I just love both their artworks. They're just so good. Speaking of stars and stuff like that, we saw many shooting stars up at the camp, and it was so stunning. It literally looked like there was a million stars in the sky, and it was probably my favorite part, to be honest. They also had an outdoor shower. Oh my goodness, to be able to shower and you look over and there's a full mountain range was just one of the most wild experiences ever while showering. I mean, usually you're just in the shower and there's a curtain next to you, but no, this one had a full freaking mountain range. Great upgrade from from the inside. And then on the way home, we stopped at Bass Pro Shop. Cool store. Very, very cool store. They had this fish there that was just staring at us. He just kind of stared out and was like at the glass, almost sizing everyone up, which is pretty funny. But it was a very, very cool store, and I didn't get a hat. I didn't get a hat like that, the signature Bass Pro hat. I feel like everyone has one of those hats, but I don't have one. I don't got one, so I decided not to. So very cool store though. It was very New Hampshire-ish, very, very coat place to go. I mean, I'm not a hunter at all. I would never do it, but it was a cool store. It was very nice. Oh, and we also built a coat hanger. Alyssa and I built the coat hanger. It was very, very Pinteresty. It was a piece of driftwood, and then I'll see if I can pop up a picture here. If not, then I'll just describe it to you real quick. It was a piece of driftwood, kind of like a stick from a tree that fell into the woods or fell into the water, because we got it from the beach, and it was literally the perfect stick. So we cut it, and she tied twine around it, and it has it going over and up. And then we nailed 3 nails in it, wrapped the twine around it, and then put a shell on top of it. So it's very, very East Coasty, very, very beachy. Gonna fit her dorm room very, very nicely. Riddle Me This, sponsored by Monkey Mind Escape Rooms. Monkey Mind Escape Rooms is a place in Portsmouth, New Hampshire, where you can go with your friends, family, or whoever and play an escape game. You go into the room, try to escape. The door is never actually locked, but you're basically stuck in there until you get out. You have to use teamwork, team bonding, all that stuff. It's great for those events, and they are super nice there. Tell them Just for Fun sent you, and we get a discount code. Use code just for fun at checkout, and you get $10 off your room. That's phenomenal. And then on Thursdays, it's half price Thursdays, but you can't use our code, but it's already half price. It's phenomenal. It's probably the cheapest around here, basically, and they're the best quality rooms. They get their stuff flown in from Greece, which is absolutely insane, and they're adding a new room soon, so stay tuned for that. So this riddle is sponsored by them. What do you throw out when you want to use it, but take in when you don't want to use it? I'm going to talk about the place a little bit. We did the Pirates one, we did the Atlantis one, and along with Time Traveler, or no, not Time Traveler. We did the Antidote, where you have to find the antidote and save the world. The Find Atlantis, where you have to find the lost city, bring it back to Earth, and well, it's actually on Earth already, but it's just in the deep blue. And then also Pirates, where you have to save the treasure and find the treasure. So all very immersive. We have 2 more rooms to do: the Steel Diamond and the Egyptian Tomb. It's just phenomenal there. They're so good people, and we are very, very lucky to be sponsored by Monkey Mind Escape Rooms in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. So if you're looking for something to do that's not just drinking or dinner, do an event, escape a room, have fun. That's a good one, Kyle. An anchor. An anchor is the answer. Yeah, I thought it was a good one. That was a good riddle. Great job getting that, though. You're just so phenomenal. Oh, Mark Amber's got a new... Oh. Sorry, I almost friggin' swallowed my spit. Shabuzi. I talked about him last week. If you guys are an active listener or, weekly listener, I talk about Shabuzi quite often, kind of. But Shabuzi released a new album, and I said, oh, he's releasing a new album in August. Well, yeah, it's August, and he released it last week. Very good album. Very different for Shabuzi, but at the same time, it's like the same thing. He, in the first song, it's got Jamie Foxx in it, and he's telling the story of an outlaw. That's the whole point of the album, is they're talking about an outlaw and what he would be doing if he was an outlaw, and then all that stuff. An outlaw is just a robber in this scenario. At the end, he goes, "It's the outlaw," and it's pretty cool because that song, he has a song called, Kyle, what's it called? The song called Beverly Hills by Shabuzi. Yes, it's called that, and it was in like one of the first songs that he's got. So it's so good that he added that little Easter egg almost for people who have been listening to him for a while now, because that was such a good song whenever he released that. Came out in 2022. Beverly Hills by Shabuzi. I don't know where it just goes, "It's the outlaw," and it's just good. He's just a good artist all around. There was a TikTok that just popped up, and he was he was in a raft floating down a river with like a group of people, and he crashed like a wedding photographer, and they're all just like, "Oh, we love you, Shabuzi," and he's like, "Yeah." That's what it was. Speaking of music, Mark Amber has a new song that comes out yesterday, if you're watching this on Saturday. I'm super excited. I'm super pumped for this song. It comes out in 2 days for me, but yesterday for you guys because of, it gets uploaded every single Saturday. But I'm very excited for this song just because he keeps teasing it, and it sounds so good. It sounds like the original Mark Amber feel. He's just been releasing bangers, just New York Confidence is so good. I feel like I just discovered that song again. I listened to it once, and then I just really enjoyed it. I feel like every song that you listen to more than once, it just either gets better and better or worse and worse. Because I feel like the first time it's all new and all not the same, all just brand new to you, and you're not really listening to it. You're just trying to figure out what is going on in the song, and then you listen to it a second time, and things start to make sense. You start listening to the lyrics, you start hearing the song more, and it's just phenomenal. So I think that's what happened with Shabuzi's album as well, along with some Mark Amber songs, and honestly, the Morgan Wallen album. I didn't love it first, but then it really grew on me. I don't know if it's just because it's Morgan Wallen and it was just good, but it just really grew on me. But I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited for just I'm just excited for the song that came out yesterday. Very excited for it. I was thinking about this today, is what invention would you invent if you could go back in time? Or who would you be back in time? Like, if you could go back in time. So there's this movie called Yesterday. I haven't seen it. I want to watch it, but it's apparently, I've heard good things about it. The whole premise of the movie is that he goes back in time, and the Beatles never existed, something like that. I don't know the movie yet. I should really watch the movie and then talk about it, but the whole premise is the Beatles never existed, those songs never existed, and he became the Beatles. And it got me thinking, like, what artist would you want to be if you had that opportunity? Like, would you go more the rock route? be Aerosmith or a Bon Jovi or something like that, or or would you go more blues and go like Nick Armstrong, and be like that, or would you go pop or a rapper, would you be Eminem or 50 Cent or Tupac or something like that? Like who would you be, and what songs would you write? I mean, it'd be pretty cool if you were just kind of like Benny Blanco. You went back in time and you just knew all the songs that were going to be, released and stuff. So you just had all of that inside your journal or something. And then bang, you're just talking to these people and finding the artists and stuff like that. So would you be Justin Bieber and live your whole life basically famous as a young kid being famous and stuff like that? So, or would you go a full different realm of, would you go like One Direction or Foo Fighters, or maybe you'd even go Spice Girls, would you go something wild like that, like a group? I feel like a group would be pretty cool too, because you would have all your friends just in the band. I don't know, it got me thinking. So who would you be, Kyle? So whenever you ask that, is it like I become, because I'm not very musically talented at all. I mean, I've been trying to figure out a theme song for this show for the longest time, and I can't figure it out. And so do I get a musical ability with that? Like, do I get the automatic talent that, Steven Tyler had, or I don't even know, Post Malone had? Like, do I get that talent, or is it like, do I get the same ability that they get? You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll say that you will know how to write music and stuff, or know how to play music. We'll say that. We'll say that you know how to play music and stuff, and you don't have to learn. You just know it from, like, you basically become that person, and all that talent is yours now. All right, cool. I mean, there's so many good options. I guess I just would go with Posty right off the bat, because, I mean, it's Posty. He's got the most versatile career right now. I mean, he went from rap to, my mom and I were actually just talking about this. He went from rap to basically rock with the Hollywood's Bleeding album, and then he went to country, and now I'm very excited for his new album that's going to come out. I think it's just going to have everything, just a little bit of everything. And her favorite artist is Steven Tyler. I was actually almost named Steven or Tyler, I forget which one, because of him. But either way, we were talking about how versatile and how just incredible that they are because of how versatile that they are. She just watched a new documentary of Aerosmith and was explaining that they were using drugs, and then they got off drugs and they got new management and all this stuff. It's very, very interesting stuff. I gotta watch it. Maybe next week I'll tell you what my opinions on it is. I would say, but even like an Elton John, I mean, I guess you got to go with the Beatles. The Beatles were just so big at the time. I feel like there's just so many people that you could be. Like, if you wanted to go full rock, I mean, Guns N' Roses, I know my dad doesn't like them, but Guns N' Roses, probably the craziest rock story. They were the most rock stars, or AC/DC or Metallica or something like that, if you want to go rock star. But at the same time, like, go rapper. I mean, Big X the Plug's pretty cool. He's killing it right now. And then, I mean, Flo Rida would be pretty cool. Or Pitbull. Imagine being Pitbull for, having his career. I don't know. I mean, Noah Khan's pretty cool, too. He's coming up. Like, he was, like, on the come up whenever I was young, and just up there. And now he's selling out stadiums left and right. But at the same time, the biggest artists are probably Taylor Swift or like a Katy Perry or something in that time frame. I don't know. I feel like if I had to pick one person, it would have to be Post Malone, just because of how cool I think he is, and how versatile I think he is. I mean, how he can just start rapping, but also singing as well. I guess for that, I'll say Post Malone, because of how just cool he is and how much I like him. So I'd say probably Post Malone. I know everyone probably saw that coming. I mean, yeah, I would probably just think of all his music before and then just sing that. And then going off that, what product would you make? Or if you were going to create a product before, and, would you go Apple and become Steve Jobs, basically? But at the same time, you don't know how to make a computer. You just know that they exist in the future. But you could also present that idea to Steve Jobs and be like, I can promote this and stuff like that. Or would you go, like, would you make Velcro? Like, like something crazy like that? Would you go, it's so interesting that you could just create a product that every single person loves before the product exists. Or would you do glass or Nike? It's a very good book, by the way. Shoe Dog is very, very good. Very funny. Yeah, it's a pretty good choice. I don't know. I just don't. I'm not sure what I'd pick. I know what you'd pick because you're answering right now. But invention, though. I feel like an invention would be, I don't even know what I would do. Because we already did people, so I don't think that I can just become Steve Jobs and then create Apple and stuff like that, or become a Phil Knight and just create Nike. Like, I feel like you'd have to come up with this on your own. So maybe Hey Dude. I really like Hey Dudes. I mean, they're absolutely killing it right now. I feel like every other day they're getting a new collab or different thing, and they're just so comfortable. Or maybe a Lululemon, like you find out what is in it and then you just make it yourself. So I guess there's a lot of caveats on this. Like, there's a lot of scenarios with this, which kind of defeats the whole purpose of what I was thinking at the first place. Like, I was thinking you could just create this thing and everyone else would just love it. You know, you just, because what does every person have that you can make, and then you could just be the owner of it, like a toilet paper. Could you just make toilet paper and then you'd be the leader of toilet paper? I mean, there's just so many things. I don't know, maybe water, maybe be a Poland Springs. I don't know. It's tough. Or I love Awalas too. I love my Awala. They're so incredible. Like the fact that you can just clip over the straw and then flip it up, and then you have the option to chug or sip. Just so phenomenal. I love my Awala. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Maybe bucked up energy. I like the bucked up energy. I like the or coffee. Maybe Columbia. You know, I don't know. Because a lot of things were made before. But at the same time, if you're going back all the way, you could create it. Maybe boxed cake. That was a big one. My Mimi was telling me about that. She goes, so we got a card from my grandfather that said, "You've lived through all this." And one of the inventions were boxed cake. And my Mimi was like, it's such an underrated thing, because before that you had to create your own cake and all the ingredients and all that stuff. The fact that you could just have a boxed cake and add 3 ingredients and bang, you have cake. It's very weird to think that that's so incredible because of just what's going on today. But I feel like it's so interesting that was such a impactful invention that they put it on the card as well. So they had the TV, they had the car, they had different things, and the box cake was on there. It's pretty cool. Very, very interesting. And then electricity would be pretty nuts, just because everyone has it, everyone loves it. But at the same time, I don't know how to make electricity. You know, I know how to like wire an outlet in a house and stuff like that, but I don't know how to I don't know how to actually make it and then distribute it to every single person. Even solar is just so wild to me. You get the sun and it rays on this panel, and then the panel just gives you electricity, and bang, you're good. You know, you got solar power. It's all pretty crazy to me. So maybe just to keep it simple, maybe Hey Dude. You know, I would just create Hey Dude. I really like Hey Dudes. Now you may be asking yourself, like, we just talked about this last week, and you said David Dobrik basically, but at the same time, or Post Malone. But this is different. This is a totally different question of you're becoming you, but as them. So I'd be Kyle as them. If the camera shakes a little bit, Chloe's on the bed, by the way. So if you see her butt, that's what it is. Oh, Kyle, what sweatshirt you got on? Oh, this is Alyssa's sweatshirt from Comfort. Oh, nice. It's Comfort? We have a discount code? Oh, yeah. We got a discount code. If you use our discount code, you get 15% off. Oh, just click the link in our description, and then you'll get 15% off. They have blankets, hoodies, loungewear, everything. Everything from the kitchen sink. I'm just kidding. They don't have a kitchen sink. But they got everything that's comfortable. Gee, thanks, Kyle. Hey, you're welcome, Kyle. Use our link in the description, and you get 15% off extra on Comfort. It's the most comfortable things that we put on, and it's just so incredible. My girlfriend's hooked, my mom's hooked, my sister's hooked. Basically everyone in the family has something Comfort, and it's just so phenomenal to wear. Along with all their 10% of their proceeds go to mental health awareness, which is just so beautiful, so amazing. So if you want Comfort, you might as well get it now with our code. Now you may be wondering, how do I look so good all the time? And that starts with sleep. You spend about a third of your life sleeping, and you might as well do it on temperature regulating, trusted by Oprah and the Kardashians and Kyle's from Just for Fun with the Fellas, or Just for Fun, and That's with Cozy Earth sheets. So go to cozyearth.com, use our code just for fun. You get 30% off at checkout, and it's the most amazing sheets that I've ever slept on. So use our code and start sleeping good. Start sleeping well on nice Cozy Earth sheets. Cozy Earth sheet. You know what I'm saying. Oh, I saw a reel on Guinness Book of World Records. It's their Instagram, and it was a guy eating 64 gummy bears with a toothpick, and it was truly very, very impressive to me. I don't know why I thought this was so impressive, but the guy it was in 1 minute as well. And the guy, him moving, was literally like he was eating air. He would stick, grab, put in mouth, 2 chews, done. And then by the time that he got to the second one, it was like the other one was gone. The other one was fully gone. So he literally just kept going. And it was the most impressive world record that I've ever seen. And, okay, honestly, probably not the most incredible world record that I've seen. But it was very, very cool. The fact that this dude was just moving. He was just moving, 2 bites, bang, done. Like, it was very, very incredible. I don't know why it stuck out to me so much. If you're looking to hit the golf course anytime soon, it's starting to get into the hot weather, but also a little bit chilly, so it will be fall soon. But if you're searching the links, you got to look good to play good. So go to pinsandaces.com. They got breathable shirts, ball markers that just make you crack up, and everything in between for golfing. So if you're going to look good, if you're going to play good, you have to look good. So go to pinsandaces.com, use our code just for fun. You get 20% off and start golfing today, because why not? Since we talked about the stars so much today, might as well have some fun facts about stars. You're actually seeing the past. Starlight takes time to travel. When you look up, you see stars as they are years or even thousands of years ago. So you're seeing a star that's probably like 100 years old at times, which is so crazy. And then in limited view, you cannot see millions of stars with your eyes. On a clear, dark night, far from city lights, you can only see about 2,000 to 2,500 stars at one time. And then there's no real stars do not actually twinkle. Earth's moving, wind, and air bend their light before it hits your eye. That is insane. I can't believe we're seeing old stars. I think there's a theory on this as well. Like, if you, because of time and space and how light and stuff like that works, it is absolutely mind-boggling to me that it takes that much time to see. Because apparently there's a study on it. If you, or like a movie or something, forgive me if this is completely wrong. Could be completely just my mind blanking out. But if you stand in a certain spot and then you go up a hill, you actually see the future of space and not and then you see the past. It's so cool. That's just nuts. I probably just confused all of you, and none of that made sense because of how dumb that probably sounded, but that's pretty nuts if you got it. And then we're actually made of stars. We share the same heavy elements in our bodies. We're forged inside dying stars over billions of years. That's nuts. And mass decides fate. Small stars burn slowly for trillions of years, while massive stars burn fast and die in huge explosions called supernovae. And that is how big black holes are formed from big stars exploding. That's pretty nuts. Stars are nuts. Space is nuts. And I can't believe that we've explored more of space than we have the ocean, even though it goes on for infinity and has been here since the beginning of time. But before I spiral into anything else, that's all the time we got for today. So, Kyle, can you take it away? You have a point, Kyle. I hope you have a great week. I hope you have the best day possible. I hope your pillow is always cold. Make sure to follow, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Shop the links in our description because we have a discount code, and I hope you use it if you want stuff. You don't have to either. But I hope your pillow is always cold and you never stub your toe. So we will see you next Saturday.